Hello guys, Brother Mitch here.
And Stephanie.
Good to see you guys back today at the Mitch and Stephanie podcast.
It is Sunday, January the 11th, 2026. Is everybody writing 2026 already on their papers? Most everything I do is digital these days, so I don't do too much writing the dates.
I don't think I ever write the dates anymore.
I don't very seldom do ever write a check.
Right.
I'm sure the first few that I write, I'll be writing 2025.
Well, I'm just glad I made it another year to 2026.
2026, big things this year. We talked about being the salt of the earth today at church. So
we talked about being light and being salt at church today. We are the salt, and we're also supposed to be a light, aren't we?
Yeah.
Then the Bible say, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and
Yes.
glorify your God in heaven."
And I don't get to talk to a lot of people, so this is my way of getting to talk to some of you all, especially some of you all that are quite a distance away. Speaking of distance, we did get baby girl back home from our far away in Montana. So we're happy about that. She's been under the weather. I know a lot of people have been under the weather, so if that's you, we hope you feeling better quickly, and feel free to reach out to us with any prayer requests or anything. We'll be happy to pray for you.
Yeah, we are actually, I don't know if you'd call us a ministry, but I mean, we're both Christians and we love the Lord and we like to pray for people. We're on the prayer team at church. So if you have any prayer requests, maybe you're sick and just want us to pray for a family member that needs the Lord or something, we'd be glad to do that as well.
But on a side note, we went out to eat with a couple of the other kiddos today, which was a pleasant surprise because we don't get to spend a lot of time eating with them. And we go to Culver's after church, usually on Sundays, because it's quick and works for us because we're usually hungry right after church. And so they ate with us, and we was talking about some of the accidents the kids had over the years. As a parent, when your kid has an accident, you feel like the biggest failure. Like, what could you have done different? What could you do? And we were going to discuss a couple of the things that we experienced as young parents.
You want to tell them about the story with Nora, what happened with her? That Nora brought up at Culver's today an incident that happened to her when she was probably, 3 or 4 years old? Is that how old she was?
Before I describe that, sometimes with our mates, you know how a lot of times they say opposites attract?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Mitch and I, in a lot of ways, we're similar, but in a lot of ways, we're complete opposites. And most of the time, in a tragic situation, I am calm. Mitch is usually panicky. But in the particular day that he's talking about with Nora was what, about 3? She had to be between 3 or 4. She couldn't have been any older. She was writing with a pencil. She liked to draw.
She was drawing on a coffee table that we had with a
graphite pencil. They're not.
Now, why we would give a pencil to it?
Well, she's 3 or 4. She was drawing. Well, she managed.
Bad idea.
In hindsight, it was a bad idea. At the time, it was whatever we could get through to survive. She was drawing on a piece of paper at the coffee table. Next thing I know, she rammed the pencil, lead side first, up her nose.
She tripped is what she did. She tripped and fell on the pencil and it went up in her nose.
Were you?
Huh?
You weren't even there.
I was there when it happened. I was absolutely there.
I told you, I went in panic mode.
I was the one that drove her to the hospital. I don't know if you remember or not.
No, because I'm normally, like I said, and calm.
She don't remember this story.
No, I went into a panic mode, and because all I could think about was she didn't ram this pencil up to her brain.
She rammed it up her nose and actually broke it off up in her nose. And we actually called an ambulance because the bleeding was terrible. She didn't cry a whole lot, but
no, the bleeding was just
the pencil was broke off halfway up in her head. So I decided the fastest thing to do was to take her to the emergency room in my car. So we didn't wait on no ambulance or nothing. We put her in the car.
They came, didn't they? But
I think they came, but they told us to go on
to
the hospital. But she didn't do a lot of crying, but the bleeding was just, it was terrible. And Nora wasn't really upset until they actually had to hold her down to pull that pencil out of her head. I assume they probably took a bunch of x-rays and stuff first.
They did, but
see how far
I
up her
was in
nose
a
was.
complete panic mode. One of the few times I've ever gone into a panic mode in a and good thing you was home, because if you hadn't been home, I don't know what I would have done. I'm sure it would have worked out all right. But my mind just went straight, always goes to the worst case scenario in those kind of situations. So all I could think about was this pencil has rammed her nose, which I'm not even sure would have been possible, but in my mind, that's what happened. And it was a very superficial cut, just where it's skin tissue. It bleeds a lot, but the doctors assured us she was fine. I'm sure she was
I
traumatized.
think the pencil was about that long when they pulled it out of her nose. It was bad.
And Nora, bless her little heart, she did not have much of a nose to begin with when she was little.
Let this be a learning curve for you young parents that have young kids. Don't give them things that's going to put them in danger. We weren't naive parents. We were good parents. But why we allowed a 3 or 4 year old to play with a pencil, a sharpened pencil, I have no idea.
Well, because she was a good kid sitting there and drawing. She was a good artist at 3 or 4, so I didn't think a thing about it. It wasn't like we didn't leave her unattended. But what's the other things that we talked
Megan,
about?
where she got her fingers shut in the door and they were flat.
Well, she didn't get them shut in the door. Nora wouldn't letting her in her room. Y'all have the sibling rivalry.
And I was there for that because I went upstairs. I heard them arguing. Nora didn't want Megan in her room. So Megan tried to open the door and Nora shut the door with her hands on the side the hinges are. Not the side that you open, on the hinges. And the door was completely shut. So she was screaming.
It must have just been her one finger.
No, it was a couple fingers. But when she opened the door up, they were as flat as...
a pancake. I mean, it was flat.
No, they were flatter than a pan. They were flat.
And
they
white,
were kind of
it
bent.
was white.
Yeah. And...
we went rushed straight to the hospital then, too.
But you're going to be surprised when you hear the outcome of that. You want to tell them what it was?
Oh, by the time we got to the hospital, her finger was puffed back up. It was normal.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it took some time. They had to do x-rays and stuff. And
yeah, but it wasn't
we
flat
prayed
like
over
it
and
was
everything. But when
anymore.
after they took the x-rays, they found there was no, listen to this, no broken bones or nothing. So I don't know if that's a miracle that the Lord did, or it's just, they told us when a kid is young, that little, their hands are really soft and stuff, and their bones are soft.
Calcified
So
bone.
if she would have been our age and she would have got her finger shut in the door,
Oh, she would have probably lost that finger.
Different thing.
But anyway, that was, Nora felt bad. She didn't mean to hurt Megan,
but we had, you know, if you have kids, you're going to have accidents. We had Mackenzie fall out off a bicycle out here in front of our house and break a tooth off. Remember that?
Well, that's still been hot. Now, Mackenzie, the ER trip with Mackenzie was getting out of freak accidents, was getting out of the bath when she was little, and how she fell and busted her head on the doorknob. What is the part that goes into the jamb? The door, you know, the part that goes into the other door, the lock.
Oh.
And she only needed 2 stitches, and
I would say, as bad as these stories are, you all could probably tell us stories that are a whole lot worse that you went through with your kids and stuff. But that's just part of being a parent. It's part of being a kid. Me and my sisters did some crazy stuff, and we're lucky to be alive. Some of the things, we would climb trees and we fell out of trees. And
well, when we were kids, you just get up and walk it off.
You know, we ate dirt and we did everything. We ate money and we put everything in our mouth, and we survived through all that. So you're telling me you never swallowed a quarter or nothing like that?
I swallowed a quarter, and not intentionally, not like, oh, let me swallow this.
Now today, if a kid swallowed a quarter, you would probably take them to the emergency room or the doctor. When we grew up, we didn't go to the doctor
Well,
we were
Nora
dying.
swallowed a penny when she was a kid, and I took her to the ER because she was little. She was probably 4. She's like, she told me she got really sick, and she said, I swallowed a penny. Well, first off, I don't even know where she got a penny from. That she was in the back of the van, swallowed a penny. She started getting very sick. And I'm like, I don't even know if she would know what a penny was if she saw one. So I had to take her to the ER to make sure that's what she was actually had swallowed. Oh, and thank the Lord it wasn't a battery. These little batteries, these toys that are remotes and things. I'm so thankful that it's a pain to unscrew toys or remotes now with screwdrivers to change the batteries. But there's people that's had kids that have swallowed batteries, and that's terrible. So thankfully, we never went through anything like that.
Our kids lived through all of those things. We survived through all of them. They're all grown up now, but...
And why are we telling you all these stories? It's okay.
As a warning.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be perfect. Hey, you do the best.
Learn from history. Let us be an example to you guys.
But you can't raise your kids in a bubble.
Why do we study history?
To not make the same mistakes.
Right.
To learn from their mistakes. But you have to let your kids be kids.
Yeah, let them play outside. Don't keep your kids inside all day. Let them get outside and experience
Now, we grew up in the
nature.
When the time where you were free to play outside, and don't you come back in that house till the street lights are on, and we couldn't let our kids.
My mother
put
us outside, and she said, "Don't come in the house unless it's time to eat or time to go to bed." If we had to use the bathroom, we would just use the bathroom outside. I mean,
well, you're a boy.
We never went in the house. We never went in the house. But I understand things are different today for kids, and
it wasn't that it was different then. There was dangerous stuff going on then. It just wasn't on the news like it was.
You didn't have to worry about the things that you do with kids nowadays, which I understand. If you do have your kids outside and they're little, make sure you're watching them.
Yeah, don't leave them out unattended.
No. But I grew up in the country. You grew up in the city.
I grew up in this big city. Yes, sir. I was a city girl.
And she walked all around town all the time by herself and with her sisters. I guess you all didn't worry about anything, though, did you?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. There were things to be... Maybe we shouldn't have had the freedom we had back when we were younger, but we did, and we survived, thankfully, some of us.
I grew up in the middle of no place on a 16-acre farm, and there was nothing to do but go outside. We built forts and rode bikes and climbed trees and
we were good kids.
Anything that we could find to do. I played with little Hot Wheels in the dirt and stuff that most kids would like even today doing. But
how about you all? What's some stories you've had? What's some accidents that you've gone through? We'd like to hear about them.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're watching this, you survived them too.
But thank you guys for watching us today. We're going to wrap things up now. And I hope you've learned something today from us. If you joined the podcast, tell us if any topics you'd like to hear us talk about. Let us know. Have any questions? And again, if you got any prayer requests, let us know about it.
Y'all have a blessed week.
We love you guys. We'll see you next time. It's Brother Mitch.
And Stephanie.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.